Welcome, 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 Three Cushion sports fans. My name is Ira Lee, and I'm here at the 2023 USBA National Championship in beautiful Lauder Hill, Florida, at Carom Billiards. And I'm very honored to be covering this stream for you guys, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun watching. Things are getting very heated now. We're in the last few rounds of the preliminary matches where 56 players in 8 groups of 7 have played round robin and 25 points. There's only 1 or 2 more rounds left for most of the fights. And the top 3, only the top 3, will advance to the final knockout of 24 players in single elimination. The ranking will be based on win-loss and average, so it's getting down to the last moments here. You can track all of the live action on spinhound.com. Sign up for a free account and get access to all of the USBA data for past matches and for what's happening exactly directly from the scoring systems that are also developed by spinhound.com. So sign up for a free account and follow along moment to moment live feed. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Of course, we have USBA, Carom Billiards, our host, and we have a special treat here. Victor Cuzzi, who's also our host with Jairo Lenis, is actually going to be playing. He's a talented player, and he's playing a very important match with Hugo Patino, 4-time U.S. national champion, and also 2-time Pan American champion. And he's going to be playing the host of the event, Victor Cuzzi, who's also, by the way, a USBA board member. So a very important person in billiards, and one of the owners of Carom Billiards, the location we're playing in now. He set us up with a fine cloth here, equipment, Simonis 300 Rapide. We're also playing and sponsored by Aramith, the best billiard balls in the business. We're being sponsored by Schuler cues. Noel Mendoza has made a generous donation. And we also have Predator CRM Carom cues. These are the carbon fiber Revo technology that has taken the world by storm in the pool world. Now has entered the 3-cushion world, and the best 3-cushion players in the world are now shooting and finding out the big difference between regular wooden carbon shafts and the Predator carbon shafts. Much more advanced technology, and used by some of the best players in the world, including the current world champion, Tayfun Tazdemir, who won the world championship with the Q, world team championship with Semi Sagner, both using the Predator CRM 3CU Revo shaft. Also, some of the multi-world champions, Danny Sanchez and Jeremy Bury, top French player, using the Predator Revo carbon fiber shafts. These are available at Carom Sports, so check out caromsports.com to find out how you can get your own. caromsports.com. Also bring the stream to us. Okay, that's enough for our sponsors, and now we will start our match. The players will lag, and I'll explain the situation here because it's a very, very close situation. Top 3 again, players from each flight advance, and in this group, Group B, Hugo Patino is so far undefeated, and he's now playing Victor Cuzzi, who actually has 2 losses. The seeded player of this field was Miguel Torres, who has actually already taken 3 losses and is struggling average-wise, so Hugo just wins the lag. Hugo is struggling to win his last match. It looks like he will win. He only needs a couple of more points, but his based on average, if he wins, it'll be a test, a contest between Victor Cuzzi here, if he improves his average, and Miguel Torres to see who advances. David Ramirez has 4 wins and 1 loss, so that's also a very important match to note. Okay, Hugo Patino makes the opening break, wins a lag, makes the opening break, and now plays a perfect position shot, hardly moves the yellow, and prepares for his 3rd point. Hugo Patino currently playing the highest average of anybody in the field. His best game of 1.923 and a general average of almost 1.5. So, of course, Hugo is no stranger to our 3-cushion community. It's always a threat to win. Been there, has done that. The last couple of years, though, Hugo's had some bad luck and been knocked out of the single elimination round. I don't think that's going to happen this time. So we're looking to see Hugo perform. So a quick run of 3, and now it's all about how well Victor can perform here. Fine shot by Victor. To get on the board. Victor's a very experienced tournament player, and he's playing in his home, literally playing in his home room. Not just his home room, it's literally his room. So I think he's very comfortable playing here. And he's looking to perform. Victor Cuzzi actually, oh, he might get a little lucky here, and he does. He scores. He apologizes to Hugo. He's almost frozen up against the ball, so not too many choices. He might have to play a bank shot here. He's taking a look at what to do. Well, Miguel just, in his last match, significantly lowered, even though he won, he significantly lowered his average to .778. And if Victor Cuzzi can bring his average up from 741, even if Victor loses, he can still make it into the knockout phase. And I think he knows that. Miguel Torres isn't playing his best tournament. He's has a 3-3 record, despite being the seeded player in the field. Hugo Patino has completely outshined everybody in the group, and not only the group, the entire field is out averaging and outplaying everybody, including Pedro Piedra at this moment. But we'll see at the end of the tournament what happens, and Hugo just faltered on that last opening. So this is a very important game for Victor especially. He's playing for his tournament life. Rather thin here. Should avoid all kisses and great chance to score. You can play it directly or from behind, and from behind. From behind usually ends up being better position-wise. So In this case, though, he has a few different options. He can play a cross table, very fine cross table shot, or he can make a spin shot off the left side of the white. So he's taking a look at his options, decides to make a spin shot. He's got to make sure he doesn't bank the white into the red. He decides to play it short. And does he get the backup? He does. Very, very nice shot by Victor. I think Victor knows that the most important thing for him to do, obviously he's going to try to win. It's a 25-point game, so anything can happen, but is to improve his average, because that will be the deciding factor. He can still get in even if he loses, but if he performs well. So sometimes that's even more pressure than winning the game, is to improve your points per inning average. Fine feather thin hit here. Is it thin enough? Just not thin enough. And he leaves Hugo with a pretty challenging shot. It's not always most important to leave distance, but if you're leaving awkward angles, like facing the ball, Hugo now has to shoot lefty. No. So, but Hugo's such an imaginative player. He's got such a repertoire of shots. Ooh. He gets an uncharacteristic kiss. Looks like he was playing cross table shot. And Victor has to take advantage of this situation. He's taking a look at trying to play it short, long, long, and trying to catch the long rail right before the red. That's going to require another feather thin hit. Very precise. If he freezes Hugo to the short rail, that's also good too. So very, very thin. Is it thin enough? Not quite thin enough. And he leaves Hugo with a double the rail shot off the left side of the yellow. You expect him to make a shot like this. He's going to put a lot of left English. He's going to have to touch the ball perfectly. For sure, he'll have a very easy shot after this, maybe even a short angle. Oh, but he doesn't get back to the rail. Uncharacteristic miss by Hugo. Very nice shot by Victor. By the way, Hugo must always maintain his average if he wants to ensure an easier road in the knockout phase. So you could be sure that Hugo will be trying his best, even though he doesn't necessarily need to win this game in order to advance. It has a lot to do with positioning. So while he's enjoying the highest average of the tournament so far, he's going to want to continue to maintain that. Victor, of course, playing for his tournament life, as I said, is going to be doing his best to make every shot. I think that's his best strategy right now. Safing Hugo and is not necessarily going to get him in. Obviously, if he beats Hugo, that's even better. That will guarantee him. It will guarantee him a spot in the knockout rate. phase. So let's just not write off that opportunity to. He's very capable to beat Hugo in a 25-point game. Wow, but Hugo plays a double the rail shot, a beautiful imaginative shot that sets him up for another short angle. And Hugo knows how to manufacture positions, so let's see what he does with this red ball. He's going to play another short angle. Cinches that. Everyone here has an incredible level of respect for Hugo's game. That's why Victor's been playing safety. But as you can see, Hugo seems to solve all the problems. A beautiful shot by Hugo. And keeps the table open. He could play a ticky here. Looks like that's what he's doing. He makes it easily and sets himself up for another short angle. Hugo is, of course, a Predator Pro player, one of the top players that are using the Predator carbon fiber Revo shaft. Completely controlled. One of the veteran players from New York, now residing in Florida, Don Sperber, commented earlier that when Hugo is on, it looks like Hugo's playing straight rail. I kind of have to agree with that sentiment. When he plays touch shots, he has an incredible feel. So, a quick run of 5. To take back Victor's brief lead. And Victor is faced with this red ball frozen. Short, long, long. He has to score, otherwise he's playing position for Hugo. What a nice shot. Perfect. It's sometimes a lot of pressure if you know that if you miss a makeable shot, your opponent can run away. So now Victor looking to see if there's any kind of ticky or something he can do. It looks like he'll have to play this off the white. He'll have to drive this white away from the red and then try to make a 3-rail shot. Does he avoid driving the white away from the red? Just avoids. Failed to do that in this case. He had a good line, but it was the kiss. So Victor's managing to improve his average still, which is very good. Big draw shot. He's got to avoid a hole under the yellow. Let's see if he does that. Perfect control. And Hugo will almost undoubtedly hit the right side of the yellow. Besides being the easier shot, he'll also bring the yellow toward the middle of the table. Making it easier to score more points. Just misses. Okay, now Victor. He's got a pretty challenging shot here. He can play across table.
Good, good. Ira?
Or he can play 4 rails off the red. He has some choices here. Looks like he's going to play cross table. Oh, he's going to play the white. Very flat. Flat shot. How does he hit it? Just barely scores. Best barely misses it. But for sure, he's also thinking about safety. He hasn't given up on beating Hugo outright. But this is not an impossible bank shot for Hugo to play. He can make this. He's looking at his lines. Hugo was telling me that he was having some trouble adjusting to playing the short, long shots, adjusting the reverse on the third rail. But he's playing this as a no English drop in, and he just misses it. The table just slid a little bit more than he expected it to, and he does leave Victor with a fairly big ball in the corner. Victor can play this 4 rails off the red. He's got to avoid the red kissing into his cue ball as well as it was a good effort, just a very difficult and very sensitive shot. And it leaves Hugo with a fairly easy round the table shot off the yellow. I think he'll end up probably playing this 5 rails. Does he avoid the kiss? Yes, of course. And perfect speed. Now he's got a shot off the yellow, but I think it's easier off the right side his right side of the red for 3 or 4 rails. He'll also, if he hits the red thin, he'll also can bring all the balls to the middle of the table. But he hits it a little slow and doesn't seem to have enough English. Very, very tough. Didn't expect to miss that one. I think he was probably trying to hold the red on the same side of the table, and maybe that's why he hit it so softly. It's almost like the English dissipated before it hit the last rail. So trying to control the balls sometimes control the balls too much. You lose your margins. Beautiful 5 rail shot. If he can avoid the kiss, which he does. Hopefully he does not find a hole, which he doesn't. Perfect, perfect stroke. And now Victor can play 5 rails off the left side of the white. He just has to make sure he doesn't drive that white 2 rails into the red. Let's see how he slices it. Perfect. Cinches that. And he'll have a chance to continue. A really good opportunity here for Victor. He can thin the left side of the white with English. Not only score, just can't go long and go in a hole. That would be inexcusable. But I think he knows this already. He'll play this for the margins. Perfect stroke. That's a run of 3. And in a great position to play it just naturally. Just needs to hit this red. And make sure the red doesn't bother the point. He doesn't want to hit this red too full. If he can avoid that angle, if he can slice this red, then he can dose his English so that can make the point. Let's see where this red ball goes. Wait a minute, there's a chance if he wraps around. Is it possible? Whoa, it's a little unlucky. He hit it with speed to shorten it up because he was planning to hit very thin. But he does score a run of 3, which is very good for him. Hugo's going to paper thin this and play a short angle. Wow. So he played it with a little speed, shorten it off the rail, allowing him to touch a little bit more ball, gain margin of error that way. Really nice and instructive. He stiffened the angle off the first rail, which is really nice to see. Now he's going to play a spin shot from the right side of the yellow, hitting the dead corner. Well, not necessarily the dead corner, but as he gets to the corner, too deep and not enough English. So Victor's got chances. He can hit the red very, very thin. Or something off the white, but it doesn't look very easy. He can also try to double the long rail. Several ways he can attack this off the right side of the red. He's looking at playing it 4 rails. Long, short, long, and catching the short rail right about where his chalk is right now. He's looking at that line. It's a great choice. Let's see if he avoids the kiss with the red. He does. Is it too long? It's a little too long. Just misses. A good try by Victor. But he's left Hugo wide open. And in a 25-point game, you don't want to leave Hugo wide open. Many people here know Hugo's high run, by the way, is 31. Unofficial. It was during a practice tournament at Spin City Billiards in New York. But 31, even in an unofficial capacity, is a tremendous, tremendous run. We often get to see Hugo he's one of the house pros at Carom Cafe. He runs his back-to-back teams. Really, really strong position player. That time, a little bit careless, and he misses a 3-cushion shot. Victor's waiting for the player on the adjacent table. And I believe he has some options. He can either go 5 rails off the white, or if he can drive that red. Yeah, he's looking at playing a 5-cushion shot off the white. Just has to take care of where exactly he drives the white ball, not to interfere. So he checked his 5th rail. And is it going to interfere? He might get a friendly kiss. That was a problem. And he's given Hugo a chance with a big ball. He can feather the red on the right side, or he can hit the left side of the red. He has many options. He's going to go off the left side of the red, looks like. And not only does he score, he seems to have controlled the red pretty well. Looks like he's playing a double the rail shot. With a perfect speed and a perfect amount of inside English. Or I should say outside English. Five rails. Is it too short? It's too short. A couple of unforced errors there. And Victor has a shot where he can play off the red and go long, long, short. He could also, if he can avoid banking the white into the red, play 3 rails off the left side of the white. Let's see which way he chooses to go. In both cases, he has to get a very accurate hit. Looks like he's going for the white. Should be no English. Slices the... Oh, just misses. He successfully avoided the kiss with the white and the red. But Hugo's finding himself frozen to the rail, making it quite difficult. There is a kind of cross table he can play, but he's got to make sure the red doesn't collide with the yellow. Could he be looking at playing the yellow first? No, I think he'll play the white. He'll play the red ball. Long, long, short. Beautiful shot. What a perfect judgment. And Victor Cuzzi snaps with appreciation of such a nice shot. Hugo should be able to play this 4 or 5 cushions without going through the ball without a kiss. So, but he doesn't want to drive the yellow too deep in the corner. It'll bother the red after 2 rails. So, passes the kiss, comes around, and perfect shot. Should be able to play a 4 cushion shot. And even drive the red back into the same side of the table. Will he get a kiss? Passes the kiss. Everything under control. That's a quick run of 3. He's still at the table. So Hugo looks jacked up. He must not be frozen to the yellow, otherwise he probably would end up spotting the balls. But he's taking a look at exploring everything possible. Make sure there's nothing on the yellow. Briefly, it almost looked like he was going to jack up and messe off the yellow, but I don't think he's going to do that. He's such an imaginative player. He's found a bank shot here. 3 rails into the red. If he hits any amount of red, he's going to score. Just hits the wrong side of the red. And here's an opportunity, big opportunity for Victor to make back his average, to improve his average. Very nice shot. It was slow enough speed to be able to, so the table can give him the backup. So it's very smart speed. Now he'll probably play off Hugo's cue ball in order to give Hugo a difficult shot. It's a little bit of a safety. He's going to reverse around the table. Long, long, short. Long, long, short, long. He's got to avoid the kiss though. Oh. The original plan was a little bit of a safety play, but he got kissed in the last moment. And now Hugo has a real first shot that he's looking at. He can also do something off the red, but he has to see whether or not he can pass a kiss between the red and the yellow. He avoids that. He also avoids the kiss in the upper right, which is also looming. Did everything perfectly. So Victor has to improve his average from .741 to .779 in order to make it into the next round. It's all about average for him. Hugo makes a beautiful touch shot. And Victor still has the opportunity to do so. He now has 10 points in 13, so he stands to improve his average. Wants to perform his absolute best, so he should be focusing on offense right now and very little on defense. Hugo, run of 3, and in perfect position to even run out. Got a 5 cushion shot here, maybe a 6 cushion short. He just got to decide what he wants to do to avoid kissing with the yellow. Did he find a hole? Did he find a hole? Wow. Very, very unfortunate. Or I should say, I think Hugo was trying to make sure he avoided that hole, but failed to do so that time. He knew about that. He was playing it short. Now it's curious to see whether Victor has a tiki of some kind here. He wants to avoid any long banks, that's for sure. Yes, he's looking at the tiki. Critical shot here. Beautiful. Very important that he made that shot. He can't assume that Hugo will leave him anything easier. Hugo has been playing very smart. So Victor's going to have to seize this. Short, short, long. I see Miguel Torres watching this game very intently. He knows that he's at risk if Victor keeps performing as well as he's performing. It's going to be going down to the decimal places here on average, as we pointed out. Once again, Victor Cuzzi can lose this game with Hugo, and as long as he brings his average up by 0.04, he can edge out Miguel Torres, because they will both have three losses. So this is a very, very exciting moment. Hugo needs 5 points to win, and Victor Cuzzi has to use every opportunity to increase his average. And Hugo just misses. Looks like Victor is looking at his line, playing 3 rails, long, short, long, and he's looking at his line to the first rail. Should be able to avoid all kisses with the red and just spin this into the corner. Oh, and he hits it a little bit too sharp, and he loses the line. A critical miss by Victor at this crucial time. Hugo's got a 5-rail shot. So he'll take out the kiss with the red. He'll take out the second kiss with the red. And cinch the point. Hugo likes to hit close balls, even if he has to shoot opposite-handed. And that's what he's going to do. He's so close to the ball, he can get the hit he wants. Perfect shot. Hugo's playing for 3. Now Hugo can play off the red and go 4 rails. Or you can play off the yellow and go all the way in the corner. That looks like a better line. Hits it great. Can he avoid the kiss? Just gets kissed out. And Victor has another chance to make points here. Victor must be aggressive and score. see where this red goes. How'd he hit it? Just scores. Beautiful shot by Victor under pressure. And he's got a great position to continue this run. 4 or 5 rails off the left side of the white. That should yield a good position for him. I'm not sure if he knows, but I think he feels that he needs, he may not know exactly, but he needs to improve his average by 0.05. 0.04 even. Oh, the kiss didn't help. The kiss did not help. Now Hugo. Hugo could actually play 2 cushions behind the white yellow and make this. If he hits the yellow pretty full, he might be looking at that. He's such a specialist when it comes to these types of shots. 2 rails yellow, back to the rail in red. Let's see what happens. Oh, he hits it too full. Really expected Hugo to make that. And Victor, it's got a big challenge here. Victor's taking a look at trying to go short, long, long. And if he can squeeze in that space, he has a chance to slide down the rail and make the point. Will be a wonderful shot if he makes it. Doesn't want to hit this too hard. It's possible to get in there and then bounce out. Just like that. Ooh. A very good try by Victor. He got in there, just the action a little too fast into the red, and it bounced too violently into the cushion. He needed to slide down. Now, Hugo's got a short angle shot. He's playing for 3. And he misses it long. Hugo clearly looking to run out there. He pushed the yellow into the corner and came around with the speed to stay close to the red. Just slipped away a little bit too much. Otherwise, he would have been out. Plays the complicated 7-railer, 5-railer, 7-railer, and he kisses the red. There's so many kisses with that kind of shot. That's what makes them so intricate. Seven rails. How do you hit it? Perfectly. And look at what he's left himself. 4 rails to the red. Or he might choose to go a little longer and make it 5 rails. Then he'll be able to actually bring that yellow around. Perfect shot. And Hugo Patino is playing for 1. And just misses. Okay. Okay, the last chance for Victor. If he makes a big run here, it's possible. He can edge in. But right now, things are looking bleak. Last chance to change his destiny. He hit it great. Is it long enough? Oh, he misses it by a hair. Misses it by a hair. But he doesn't have much for Hugo. He's looking something off the red. So sensitive. He's going to try to play this red rail, long rail with spin. Wow, with a stun. He played a rail first. Beautiful, beautiful shot. So nice. So Hugo wins 25-12 in 19 innings. A beautiful game for Hugo. Continues. He finishes the field undefeated. Victor, 3 losses. But unfortunately, his average is less. His average is .733 for the round, and he lost to Miguel, who also with the 3-3 record averages 778. So Miguel will move on, and most likely David Ramirez is going to be the second man in the field, with only 2, possibly one loss and maybe 2. Maybe he'll go 5-1. Yeah, he still has to play Jorge Rodriguez. Okay, well, that was an interesting match, especially for Victor. We were rooting for him to get in if he can perform and improve his average. It was so close of a contest with Miguel Torres. But Miguel prevails, and Miguel, of course, is a former U.S. national champion and a great player. He will advance with Hugo, along with David Ramirez in this group. So thanks for following along with me today. It was an honor to cover this. Once again, my name is Ira Lee. I'm here at the 2023 USBA National Championship, held in the beautiful Carom Billiards in Lauder Hill, Florida. I'd like to thank our sponsors one more time. Predator CRM, the production and inventor of the Predator Revo Carom shaft, the 3CU ultra low deflection, and the 3CS standard deflection shafts that are being played by the top players in the world right now in 3-cushion. I want to thank again our host, Carom Billiards. Victor Cuzzi, the gentleman who just played with Hugo this round, is one of the owners together with Jairo Lenis. And we thank them for hosting this beautiful tournament in this wonderful room. Noel Mendoza, the maker of the Ray Schuler Carom Q. Simonis, one of the finest 3-cushion cloths in the world for so many years. I think we're talking about one of the oldest companies in the world. 1680 is when Simonis first started making cloth. Aramith billiard balls, also for many, many decades the best billiard balls in the world. Keep following along this event on the spinhound.com website. It's free to become a member and to sign up for an account, and you will be able to track all of the matches, see all the score sheets even for all of the tournaments, and even watch the live score sheets being updated from the Spin Hound 3-cushion scoring system. So please be sure to check that out and sign up. Once again, join the USBA to learn how to participate and play with official 3-cushion matches in the United States. 3-cushion is making a big resurgence in the world, all over the world, starting of course in South Korea, Vietnam, Colombia, Latin America, many countries. 3-cushion is making a big resurgence. So become a part of official international play and American play with USBA. Okay, thank you everybody, and I hope you'll join me in the next round. Should be a very exciting match between Frank Torres, several times U.S. national champion, and Berke Keskin, talented Turkish-American player. As we watch them qualifying from Group E, they will be playing for a battle for the positioning in the knockout phase. So that's going to be an exciting match coming up next. All right, thank you. See you very soon. Be sure not to miss the play tomorrow, where we're going to have the quarterfinals, 2 semifinals at 12:30 at 2:30, quarterfinals at 10, and then the final match at 5:30, where we'll crown our USBA 2023 USBA national champion. Okay, once again, Ira Lee signing off for a moment, and I hope you'll join us.